Thank you. Well, times are changing fast, and in just 9 years' time, you won't be able to buy a new petrol or diesel car or van. The government is keen to get us to be greener quicker. But it's not easy. Electric cars are still expensive and charging points aren't as widespread as they need to be. On Thursday, MPs will be debating how the transition to electric vehicles can be supported. Well, Wera who's put forward that debate. She is the Vice Chair of the All-Parliamentary Climate Change Group, and I'm delighted that she joins us now. Hello, nice to see you.
Hello, thank you.
Now, you're very welcome. Almost 22,000 pure electric vehicles were registered in November, more than double the 10,300 registered in the same month last year. So it's working. People are getting on board with electric vehicles. Do we need a parliamentary debate?
Well, we absolutely do. And yes, we are making progress, and that is welcome. Indeed, I'm one of the people who has purchased an electric vehicle because I can afford it. But the affordability is a first issue that needs to be overcome. There is certainly no second-hand market, but the biggest barrier for people to make that leap and consider to buy an electric vehicle is that they are worried how to charge it. And not only how to charge it when they're actually at home, but how to charge it when they might be on the road. So there are big gaps currently, which is one of the biggest barriers for take-up on electric vehicles. And you've just said it, in 9 years' time, no more new cars are going to be sold that are petrol or diesel. So all new cars have to be electric vehicles. We will have millions of cars on the road that need charging, and the infrastructure is definitely not there. Indeed, also discriminate between people who can charge from home and those who, for example, live in a block of flats and can't actually lead a cable outside from their homes or properties or flats. So we need to discuss a lot.
Just a couple of weeks ago, the government announced that up to 145,000 extra charge points will be installed across England each year in the run-up to 2030. The Prime Minister says this builds on the over 250,000 home and workplace charge points the government has already supported. To date, they're leading on this.
What is missing from the government is telling us and actually having clear plans of where the electricity is coming from. Because there's no point buying an electric vehicle when the electricity is still produced using fossil fuels, because that's what's currently happening. Half of our electricity is actually being produced by burning fossil fuels. So what's the point unless the electricity is 100% net zero? So the first thing that we need to have is a vast rollout of our renewables and energy provision. So the industry has to grow. We need to make sure that we know how to upskill the people who can work in the renewables energy sector at the same time as we are diminishing the fossil fuel sector, so a transition into new jobs, but also we need a massive upgrade of the grid. And that is also currently the biggest problem. Imagine that a lot of people are trying to charge at the same time. People will remember when the fuses blew because they tried to put on the kettle and the washing machine and the dishwasher, bang. A similar thing would happen unless we have a massive upgrade of substations of the grid and the local connectors to it. And that investment and how that is going to happen, the government hasn't said a word about it. The National Grid is now a private company, so there are lots of work to be done in order to sort of look into how we can actually upgrade the grid and how we can make sure that we have a 100% renewable energy network.
We will be watching and keeping an eye on that debate on Thursday because the Minister, of course, has to respond. But thank you for your time today. Thank you.